Sounds fantastic now. No whine, no nothing. Woo! It's a lot easier dropping the tank than putting it back in. What's going on, guys? I got another project I've got to do today. It might take me a little minute, but I think it'll be a good one. My fuel pump on my 98 Silverado just started making this crazy noise, and I'll put a clip in here so you can hear it. And it is insanely loud. You can hear it in the cab. You can definitely hear it outside. It sounds terrible. So I assume that the pump is going out. So I'm going to be dropping the tank and then replacing that fuel pump. I'm going to have to go pick up the part here soon because if everything's on back order, they don't get my part in until about 3 o'clock. So it's a little early in the morning because I wanted to go ahead and drop the tank and get it going. So give me a second. I'm going to take this tire off just to make it easier. I'm going to jack it up, put it on jack stands, and then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to determine, a lot of people take the bed off. It's like 8 bolts and they lift the bed. However, I think it's just going to be easier if I undo the 2 bolts on the other side for the strap and drop the tank on a jack. I'm going to get under here and look at it as soon as I get this tire off, but I think that's the route I'm going to go, just because it's just me and I don't have a lot of equipment to lift this bed and keep it lifted while I'm working on it. So we're just going to go from there once I get this tire off. All right, so here's going to be my plan of action. On the back strap, there's 1 bolt holding it towards the center of the bed. Okay. This one, the front strap, actually has this metal brace that is held in here with 4 bolts, 2 on each side. And then this is the strap. So the strap actually goes over the tank and then locks here. So we'll loosen this up probably after I get these 4 bolts done, because once these 4 bolts are done, this is going to be able to move freely, and it's just going to be this 1 bolt that's going to be holding the back. So I'm going to get started on breaking these loose. These are rusty, so I've got a little PB blaster, and I'm going to hit these with a little PB blaster just to give them, loosen them up just a little bit. I don't want to strip anything. I don't want to break anything. So that's probably your best bet. This one looks like I'm going to need to hit it with some PB blaster too, because it's a little dirty and rusty up there. So it's time to hit these with PB blaster, and then I've got a little impact that I'm going to be using. You can use a ratchet, but I just happen to have an impact laying around. Start working these off. All right, now that I got my PB blaster working on those nuts, I am going to disconnect the fill line from the tank because I'm going to be dropping it. I'm going to disconnect this little hose clamp here. This is your return, so I'll disconnect that. Looks like I'll probably do it up here. There's a hose clamp right there. It'd probably be pretty easy to do it from there. And then when I drop the tank, I'll then remove this and clean it up. I'll probably pressure wash underneath this once I get the tank out from underneath it, so that when I put it back up, it's nice and clean. And then the other thing we have to remember when we drop it, it's hard to see, but right here there's a bolt. And this is your ground wire for your fuel pump. Now, when I get this out, I'm going to take a wire wheel to this and clean this up really nice. Because from what I've seen, these older trucks, that when you fill it up full, it goes past full. This is the reason why it's reading it's past full. It's because you don't have a good ground. It's grounded but not the best, so that's why it's reading past full. So I'm going to start taking a little screwdriver to these, getting these undone, and then we should be ready to start taking those bolts off. You see already I just blasted them down there, letting them soak for a minute, and we'll start taking those off. It looks like for these two, and then the top one on the other side, you need a universal. Sounds like we need to up it a little bit. There There we go. That one was a little tricky one. Got that one. Beautiful. All right, I finally got that top bolt out. The only thing I had to do was I had to take an 18 millimeter right here, and I had to loosen this up just enough to pull it. I mean, it wasn't even half an inch, just enough so that my universal can reach up in there on a straight fit, and it got it. So now all the bolts are loose. I already undid that strap. You can see how it's loose. This I left because it's connected to this. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm to roll the tank forward a little bit to clear these, and then I'm gonna slowly drop it with the jack. It is definitely gonna be work in progress because I think this thing has maybe almost half a tank, so it's gonna be a little heavy. So we're gonna give it a good old try and get to these wires. I'm gonna try to reach up top and undo that ground wire we talked about first. That way it maybe takes a little bit of the tension off and I can work it slow. All right, I want to give everybody a real rundown of what I've been having to fool with because of the year of this truck and, you know, the condition of the lines and everything. So I planned on, as you remember, slipping the metal tube out right here just so it could drop. Well, it's so stuck that it wouldn't come loose. So I detached it from up top. There's 3 screws. That's all it takes to undo it. And then once that drops, that's actually metal until where it connects with the rubber hosing right around here. Well, for me, it's like I said, it's stuck. So as you can see, it's connected over there. I had to drop the tank at an angle, come in from the other side of the truck, and loosen up the clamps from the back side because of the way these clamps are set up. Now, I will be changing the way these clamps are set up in case I have to do this in the future. So right now I have the tank resting on my jack. I've already disconnected the wiring and everything because you can do it from the back side when I had to do it over there. And to get to this one little tiny hose clamp right here, I had to run a screwdriver through these fuel lines and down to it because I just couldn't even get a ratchet there. And the return, or this is technically the overflow, is so like corroded or stuck on to the tank and to the actual fuel fill that I had to do what I had to do in order to get it dropped. Now I'm gonna get up in here and I'm gonna detach all these fuel lines and everything, and I'm gonna be able to pull this tank out, and from there I'm gonna clean all of this up. I'm gonna do the fuel fill, I'm gonna clean that up, clean the hoses up. I'm gonna make it to where it's nice and clean, and if I had to do this again, it's gonna be a much easier process than the first time. My lines are a little bit different than some of the other ones, and I didn't realize it until I dropped the tank, but a lot of them you could just put 2 wrenches on and loosen up and disconnect them. However, mine you cannot. So I had to go to the local auto parts store and buy me a fuel line disconnect tool because I did not have one here. I found some online that I was going to use, but it wouldn't be here for a long time, so I just bit the bullet and went to the store. It didn't cost me much at all, but I think these will help me out get it knocked out. But you need one of these if your lines look like mine, which you cannot unscrew. You have to use the disconnect tool. Alrighty, with a little bit of finesse, this came out. Like I was showing you earlier, I'm gonna have to clean this up and get this off because it is just, it's stuck on here, and I want to put it back on here so when I jack it up, I can have this already connected to the fuel and then just button up, slide in, kind of hold it in place. These were a little bit tough to get off, but the tool did the trick after a minute. I'm gonna clean the top of this off before I remove this. I don't want any dirt to fall in here. That's also why I covered this up once this hose came off. The moment it came off, I grabbed me a little plastic bag and some electrical tape and I covered it up so that nothing went in there. This hose seems to be stuck on here. I need to remove this. I want to make sure everything is clean before I put it back. So I'm gonna grab a broom and a blower. I'm gonna blow all this crap out the way, clean this off, scrub the tank down real good because I don't want to put anything back dirty, and then I'll take this out and we'll go pick up the new one. All right, so this is how my fuel pump looks. It came out of my truck, it being a 98. It looks to be the original one. It doesn't look like this was changed before. However, I'm going to take this with me when I go up to the store to pick up my new fuel pump, just because I want to make sure that it looks like this. If it doesn't look like this, it's going to be a problem. I'm sure there's probably preferred brands, but like for me, I only put AC Delco parts on this truck when I'm having to replace things. So just keep that in mind. I mean, I'm sure other parts do just as well, like I said, but you know, it's all up to preference. And hopefully the one that I got isn't a dud. We've had a dud before when we had to do another fuel pump on my brother's Suburban, which we put it all in and it didn't work once we started testing everything, so we had to pull it back out, go get a new one. I'm hoping that's not the case, but we're gonna see. All right, so I got the tank back in here. I had to connect a new harness because all the new fuel pumps don't come with the old square harness anymore. They come with a flat harness. So you got to rewire it. You just need to look out. I know it's kind of hard to see, but these are lettered A, B, C, and D. And you just need to match those to the new plug. The new plug has them on there. On the back side goes A and then D. So of course B and C is in the middle. So you just got to rewire those. Up here, I'm about to hook the fuel lines back up and we're about to test it. I don't want to secure anything yet because I want to make sure that this pump works and that everything is set up right before I hoist it up in here and have to funnel it back out. So last time the hose clamps, when I was taking it off, were a little bit difficult. So now I'm going to change the way they go so that if I have to do this again, it's going to be a lot easier on me. There.
No.
There we are. Hose clamp. Like this. I'm going to put this right here. Instead of putting it on top like it was, I'm going to make it face down. I'm going to do it on both of them, the overflow and the main line, so that again, if I have to do it, I can reach it easy. All right, everything is buttoned back up. Put it back together. We put the hose clamps where they're easily accessible in case something like this happens again. I attempted at doing this by myself, but I needed a little bit of help at the end because this tank was not empty, and it's very hard to get it over this little lip right here. So underneath this truck, this little bracket, you have to get it over this lip. There's not much room with the drivetrain in, so you actually have to tip it back, push it up, then lift it into the hole, then put the jack back underneath it, have a brace there with you as well in case you get tired. It's a lot of effort. So luckily I had my dad and my brother come over to help me knock this out because getting this back in was going to be too much for me to do by myself without me having to lift and other stuff like that to handle it. But it's back in. It's all good. And it is much quieter. And it seems to run right. So, like I said, the biggest thing when you're putting this back in is going to be the wiring harness to make sure you match up those wires properly. If you don't match them up, the pump isn't going to work. That's why I went ahead and before I bolted up everything, it did spit some gas out on the ground, but I wanted to make sure that the wiring was correct before we went through all that effort to put it up in there. But thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you next time.